Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Politico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Politico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for May 24, 2024, the Declination edition. We begin with that story from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, Dylan Tokar reporting that the Justice Department has opted not to charge Merrick KGaA subsidiary over an export control scheme that violated U.S. law. The DOJ said it will not bring charges against the life sciences and electronic company, whose name I butchered, after it proactively disclosed information about a scheme to buy a company insider and others to export sensitive biochemicals to China. Instead, federal prosecutors, according to federal prosecutors, 2 of the men involved have pled guilty to wire fraud conspiracy charges. The department's decision was disclosed in a letter, a declination under the leniency policy that the DOJ's National Security Division first created in 2019. So what's the message? Self-disclose, self-disclose, self-disclose. From Politico, a very interesting article which says that Senator Robert Menendez may not be prosecuted for actions he took in his legislative role. So think about this for a minute. If you get paid a bribe and you do something and it's in your role as a legislator, well, guess what? That may be constitutionally protected. It seems like the judiciary wants to make corruption legal in the United States, and they're certainly working very hard at that. This is not even the Supreme Court, though. So looks like the Menendez prosecution may be in deep trouble moving forward. Next up from the BBC, HSBC is fined over its treatment of customers in difficulty. The Financial Conduct Authority in the United Kingdom has fined HSBC some £6.2 million after it found the bank failed to help customers who were in financial difficulties. And the lender failed to consider customer circumstances when they missed a payment or took action. And the bank put 1.5 million people at risk of greater financial harm. And our final story comes to us from Bloomberg, who's following the Bill Wang trial. It said one of the prosecutor's star witnesses against Archegos Capital Management acknowledged on cross-examination he had something of a beef with the other key witnesses in the case. This is really the first crack we've seen in the prosecutor's side of things, and it may point to some real hatred and animosity and reasons for people testifying about the corruption at Archegos. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Politico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Politico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.